Welcome back to the channel. I found the most disturbing videos I could find on the internet. Let's check them out.
Like an entire ecosystem of theories and questions. Take a look.
If they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up, you'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth off. This country would have come unglued, I think.
So without
He's very careful about his word choice there.
What were you referencing?
I was actually a member of our leadership had encouraged me and another member to go and be briefed on an incident that occurred with multiple witnesses, and it was very telling, and it defied everything that we have. And then you combine that with the multiple other briefings that I've had, and it's just too much, brother. It's too much. America needs to know. The president needs to put this stuff out. And my biggest fear, once again, is going to be just like Schumer. You remember a couple years ago when I tried to get him to release everything, and Schumer had a 60-page bill to do exactly the same thing. He modeled it after the Kennedy files releasing, which 60-plus years later, we still don't know the answers. And every dadgum time, they hide it. They hide it under national defense. They'll say, oh, this has to do with national defense. We can't disclose this. And that's the caveat.
Every time.
Don't let them do that. We have got to release everything.
Well, why don't you just
Donald J. Trump can do that.
You moved that ball down the field 3 weeks ago.
I really like this Tim Burchett guy.
And tell us more. Tell us more. What's going on? What is it? What'd you see? What'd you hear? What is it?
No, the problem is I was in a skiff, and I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Why not resign?
Oh, come on.
And hold a press conference tomorrow.
I think Ms. Burchett would probably have words with you, brother.
Can I ask you something, Congressman? In that same interview, you told me, and
he's got to be careful, though.
You were serious. You said you're not suicidal. Did you mean that? Are you concerned about your own safety for even talking about this stuff?
He should be concerned after all those missing scientists.
When I'm in a parking lot by myself, I think about when I'm driving down the road. I think about when I'm getting on an airplane. There's a lot at stake, and we're poking the hornet's nest. I was told years ago that I need to get a detail around me because I'd kicked a very big hornet.
Honestly, if you know what he knows, you really need to be careful with what you say, especially with all the missing people that also seem to know what he knows. It's sketchy.
The most important release that we've ever brought to you guys. Now, you know the story, 2,100 videos in 2 years, time date stamped videos, no AI. We've gone to MUFON investigations, and during that time we had one of the top archaeologists in Mexico City, Tula region, Arturo Hernandez, that found a 30-foot underground temple, about 25 feet underground, located by LADAR, and these are the relics that we started working with him on. And what's mind-blowing is we've been putting together our theories with these relics, guys, that are going into our museum opening up, but one came that absolutely blew our minds. Now, we've heard of the Boogosphere. It was in Colombia, and they captured it. They've been basically doing tests on it. Carbon dating from University of Georgia, 12,560 years old, I believe. Guys, University of Georgia carbon dated our relics in the temple, the cave that we found them in. You can see this one specifically. Look at the erosion, guys. That cannot be made by humans. That's erosion over the thousands of years.
It kind of looks like my grandmother.
The relics found in Tula region, City of Mexico. But what we found out of all the spheres that we have is one matches a Boogosphere, guys. One. Look at this. Look at the symbols. They all match. 3 of the symbols on the Boogosphere match these 3 here.
I can't disagree with you. It does look fake, but this guy has so many artifacts in his house. At first, my skepticism was pretty high with this, but with all those artifacts in his house, they can't be copies, right? I mean, I understand having a few copies for decorative reasons in your home, but to have that many copies just to clutter your house up, it makes me kind of wonder if he isn't telling the truth and he's not actually working with this scientist and doing exactly what he says.
Guys, these are the beings that are controlling the graves.
They seem to understand the absurdity of debt more than most humans. Listen to this Instagram clip.
Want to know what I found out the other day?
I love these guys.
is $315 trillion in debt. Whoa. Yeah. What? Who do they owe money to?
Bro, who are they getting money from?
It blows my mind that first off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system that creates a deterioration of your own resources.
You created a store of value that's literally storing less and less value every day. Every day.
And you're increasing your technology, and yet somehow you still owe money to someone, and it's $315 trillion. There's not enough paper to print that much.
Dummy humans.
Dude, Earth is like the worst meme coin. It's the worst.
No joke.
Man, we are absurd. We use money we don't have to buy things we don't need to impress people we will never even meet. And for some reason, we call that success.
What happens on this planet roughly every 12,000 years. It is visible in almost every major discipline of hard science, if you're willing to look, because the mainstream science doesn't see it or doesn't present it to the world. But there is a cycle that happens about every 12,000 years where our solar system encounters a electromagnetic current sheet of energy that emanates from the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And each successive wave or ripple of that electromagnetic current sheet is a reverse in polarity. So that every 12,000 years, our solar system encounters the next wave and it triggers an electromagnetic reversal of the entire system. Every single planet and our star, that triggers numerous physical changes, not just at the planet level, but also to the flora and fauna that inhabit the planet, including our bodies. Part of that is it will trigger a solar micronova, the great solar flash that would likely create a massive global EMP and wipe out electronics on the planet. Right before that would be a period of darkness where the sun's not shining because of the accumulation of dust and debris on the corona of the sun. That triggers a polar reversal of the planet. The magnetic protection of our field is weakening right now. Scientists know that we are in the middle of a magnetic polar reversal. It's been happening since 1865 when the Carrington event went off, massive solar flare that triggered the beginning of our magnetic polar reversal. The magnetic field is getting weaker by the day, which means more and more energy from the sun is making it down to the planet into our bodies. That energy is vibrating at a higher frequency than it once did. And that is what is triggering mass awakening and our spiritual evolution in a nutshell.
With a beard like that, you know this guy knows what he's talking about.
But that's just the physical side of this. The other side is the energetic and the spiritual. And that same mechanism is what helps us to evolve.
Oh, dang, he's going deep.
And helps us to move into the next rate race, into the fifth dimension of metal in our food.
This guy might sound like he's talking gibberish, especially if you're unfamiliar with the topic of the 12,000 year cycle and solar flash and the galactic sheet wave that's coming through. Check out a guy on YouTube. His name is Suspicious Observers. He's very scientific. He doesn't say anything if it isn't based on facts and reputable papers that scientists have written and published. And I can tell you that based on his studies and his work, there's absolutely a ripple in the galactic sheet, and it seems to come through and make its contact with our solar system roughly every 12,000 years. So if you look at the planet's history and the things that we've discovered through our sciences, these catastrophes and resets that we've had in our history on this planet have taken place almost exactly in connection to this galactic sheet arriving. So check him out, Suspicious Observers. He's a really great source of information, definitely reliable. It's worth your time.
What I told her is how much metal you have in your body will affect you when this thing happens. It has to do with frequency. Okay, so So that I stay safe and I can come back and I stay alive, I want to tell you something. I will give you a hint of what he showed me. It's going to happen. And you have to get rid of these metals in your body. And I know exactly how to do it very easily. If you want to do it fast and quick, it would be green drinks. Anything green. And, you know, the whole fiber thing and all that, I know. But what I'm saying is there's something with chlorophyll that has to do with, it matches, it's very close to your blood in its structure. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so you have to have a carrier that will grab things and take them out of your body, okay? That's why I wanted her to speak to you about this. So, if you want to know what's going to happen, and it could happen tomorrow, it could happen, but they're going to say it's something else. You're going to have to do your own thinking about this. I don't want to get in trouble. But just stick a piece of foil in a microwave and picture that in your body.
Hey, pop quiz. How do you get all those metals in your body? Let me know in the comments down below.
I did look up the information on chlorophyll and if it actually does remove metals from your body. It's considered a very mild antioxidant. It's really not the best method for removing metals. It will help you, and it will help some of your gut health. I don't know if it's going to be the one and only solution to removing metals from your body. I think that getting metals out of your body is actually quite a challenge. So let me know in the comments down below if there's an answer to that.
But listen to what Mr. Wilcock has to say in this video. This is very important. Listen to the whole video. It explains a lot. And it explains exactly what's going on right now, and that's the reason that he's no longer with us.
You reveal one thing that you've been working on all your life. What would it be? If
Honestly,
you could get that answer.
I would want the world to know about Ascension. I would want the world to know that we are very, very close. And all the people on the inside know this. This is the key of disclosure. We are very close to some sort of energetic shift that the sun is going to do. Our new insider, William Tompkins, knows all about it. Pete Peterson knows all about it. Every insider at the highest levels.
Are they concerned?
It depends on who you're talking to and where they are. But what everybody agrees on is that this is a massive consciousness shift. And therefore, if you look at the amount of validation that we see in the major world religions, including the Islamic Bible, the Quran, the Bible, obviously, it's all over the place in
Torah.
there. The Jewish Bible, the Torah, you betcha. I mean, it's in Buddhism, it's in Hinduism, it's everywhere. And yet, how can we be so ignorant about this? If there is some sort of natural event that's going to take place that takes our certainty of being a spiritual being and makes it absolutely certain, where there's no veil left, where we are wide open to reality and our greater spiritual identity, I would want more people to know about that so they can prepare for it.
Of course.
Because these religious texts were intended to give you thousands of years of lead time to prepare for it. And what we're hearing is that our own military-industrial complex
Are we ready for that?
Very powerful ships now that can defeat the reptilians, 100%. And they're already doing it. We've created that here. And this is from several insiders now, the highest level stuff that I can give you. The Draco
How does he know about
have
this?
created these technologies, including these gigantic tankers. We're talking 2.5-mile-long ships hovering in low Earth orbit, cloaked so you can't see them, but if you could, they'd be right there and they'd be gigantic, covering the sky.
What's in them?
Holy
Mind control technology that is preventing us from having this spiritual shift already. Our government, our military, it's not really the government, okay, but our military industrial complex.
Let's call it the
cabal, or, well, they're not all bad.
I have to say, I think we're really going to miss David Wilcock if he actually is unalived. I hope he's not. I hope he's been recruited. I hope he's working for our government in secrecy with trying to help us overcome whatever's coming in the future. But when we start talking about ships that are miles long and they're filled with some form of a reptilian race, I don't disbelieve all of it. I do believe that there is other races that are on this planet. A reptilian race is definitely a possibility. But he kind of loses me a little bit when we get into these 2-mile long ships that are cloaked and we have no idea they're there. I mean, who am I to say, right? I have no evidence either way. But it is an awfully big claim to take to heart. It's hard for me to get into this one, but let's see what he has to say.
Some of these guys, they now have the ability to shoot those tankers down. The problem they're having, George, is that it's not like a fader dial where you can kind of fade out the mind control.
Right.
It's either on or it's off, and they know this. So they haven't shot the tankers down yet, because when they do, everybody kind of goes into a psychedelic trip.
Will they?
It's unavoidable. There have already been multiple experiments, I've heard this from several insiders, that have been done in which they take ordinary folks and they put them into a room and they zap them with the energy that our sun is going to give off when we go through this change.
Yeah.
And the spiritual people become very blissed out. They start to get really telepathic. They can move things with their mind.
But the others?
People that are negative, materialistic, selfish, fearful, you start to create whatever you think.
Yeah.
So you're manifesting your own reality in real time. And if you go into a panic, if you go in paranoia, you're going to start having terrifying hallucinations. You're going to actually see things, and the more that you fear them, the more they're going to appear. And if it wasn't for these universal laws, they would have taken me out.
I think they would have.
They've tried and tried and tried. I have been given death threats directly from the Rothschilds 3 different times.
That's the reason he's no longer here, because he knew what was going to happen.
His theory's as good as any. Who knows?
Dinner event by saying, hey, don't be a conspiracy theorist. Don't fall into their trap. Don't go down a rabbit hole. And some of those people are my friends, and they're people that I respect. But I just want to say personally, I am past that.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
We have tried taking the high road. And to me, those days are over. The entire White House Correspondents' Dinner was weird, beginning to end. As someone smarter than me said, look, I'm no security expert, but even I know if there is a real attempt to kill the president, you take the vice president to a separate and secure location. That never happened. That is obvious. And it never happened. Even if you take these people at their word that this was a real threat, you still had Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, Mike Johnson, Kash Patel, and almost every member of the cabinet in the same room at the same time during an active war, and someone was still able to get in the building with a gun? The Secret Service is either completely incompetent or totally complicit. Then they move from the hotel to the White House, and they put the entire line of succession in the same room again. And there they are, laughing, joking, smirking, having this press conference about their desperate need for a ballroom. So no,
I like her. She's spicy.
A real assassination attempt. And I am also ready to say that it was not a real assassination attempt in Butler during the campaign. Yeah, 2 real people died, but no one tried to kill Donald Trump. And we can confirm that because Trump literally never talks about it. This is a man who cannot let a single slight towards him go. He is currently using the Justice Department as his very own personal vendetta squad. This is a man who is still bitching about Rosie O'Donnell 30 years later.
She's mad.
But he never mentions the time he almost had his head blown off. That is impossible. And saying that doesn't make me a conspiracy theorist. It makes me a logical person coming to conclusions based on evidence. As I said back during the campaign, there is just no way
her husband's super easygoing.
Service allowed a shooter to get on the roof with a perfect visual, clear line of sight to the stage. There is no way that all the police who were told, hey, there's a guy on that roof with a gun, just ignored it. There is no way security moved the photographers over for the perfect shot after the president went down, or that crane just happened to lower the flag at the perfect time for the most well-known coward of a man to get his entire upper body above the Secret Service for that perfect shot. Americans know from years of stories about how Secret Service agents behave during an assassination attempt. Donald Trump should have been covered, rushed to a car, his feet shouldn't even have touched the ground. And for the love of God, there is no way an almost 80-year-old ear was shot, and there is not a single scar today.
Yeah, there's no way.
There are who got piercings 30 years ago, and it's still not healed. So I'm sorry, but I am not buying what you're selling.
Me neither.
At the time, we all knew that situation was bullshit, but we didn't make a fuss because we didn't want to sound like tinfoil hat-wearing netters. We were trying to be responsible. We didn't want to undermine a real assassination attempt if it turned out to be legitimate, despite the fact that it all seemed so fake. But then there was no investigation. We never saw a single medical report. I bet you couldn't even tell me the name of the shooter. And ultimately, it accomplished exactly what it was meant to. It changed the course of the election. It made Trump a folk hero or someone chosen by God. And he had that fight, fight, fight march ready to go the next day. Then we have the 2024 election, which felt deeply off. And yeah, maybe if we had done a full investigation into all of those swing states or the polling places that were bombed, it would have come out that it was all fair, it was all fine, and then he won. But we didn't even look into it because we didn't want to look like Stop the Steelers. We didn't want to look like them. Then Elon does so much shady stuff around the election and then with Doge, and we don't challenge it because we don't act like crazy people. But to me, that's part of the plan. You make the people who question elections and assassination attempts look like crazy people, so people won't question it, even if it makes sense to question because they don't want you to think they're crazy. Well, I know I'm not crazy.
No, she doesn't act like it at all.
At the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
She ain't crazy.
Ran through a checkpoint. What happened after that? No idea. I mean, we've been given a manifesto, but it reads about as realistically as the Charlie Kirk shooter's letter to his roommate. Almost as if the same person wrote it. Disbelief around this event is not our fault. Crazy and illogical things keep happening, all centered around a man who has lied and conned people his entire life. So it's not our fault if we have questions. It is the fault of the perpetual lies that have been fed to our society. We're just not buying what you're selling anymore. We cannot keep giving these people the benefit of the doubt. Being the bigger person has left us near powerless and our country in shambles. And if you really need to explain to yourself why you're questioning it, look no further than the picture of Pete Hegseth right after the press conference. There was just a shooting. And this...
Does that guy look like he's worried about anything? I mean, seriously.
This is what our Secretary of Defense looks like in the wings. So it's not a conspiracy theorist who thinks this behavior is suspect. It is a logical person who is now questioning the narrative we are being fed.
All fake.
This lady couldn't have said it any better. I have nothing to add to that at all. She really has clearly connected dots that make too much sense. We should all be questioning everything that we see with the news, with our politicians. Do you know how many times in history there has been attempted assassinations on our presidents, and it only resulted in gaining support for the president? So it could be tactile. I have a feeling it is.
I think everything has been falsified before the year 1600. If you look on very, very old maps, you see that there used to be a country called Tartaria that was in existence. And at a certain point, all of history has been changed. About 1,000 years have been added to the timeline in order to justify land claims. And those land claims largely have to do with the elimination of the Eurasian horde. Rome and Greece and Egypt were actually active till around 1600. And that Rome actually fell around 1492.
As opposed to what's the conventional timeline?
About 1,000 years before. The Salem witch trials took place around the same time as the Inquisition. Columbus was discovering America around the time Rome fell. All of this was designed to erase this entire civilization from history.
Man, I love this stuff.
You know, that has to be one of my most favorite topics. The Tartarian, the pre-1800s era. If we've been lied to about pretty much everyday events, then you have to assume we've probably been lied to about every event that's ever happened in our history, too. I really wonder how much of what we've been told is even true on any level, because there is so many mysterious things about our history that just don't connect. One of the things you want to look for, if you're researching conspiracy theory at all, dive into the rabbit hole of these objects that are considered out-of-place archaeology objects. Check those out. Those are the most interesting things.
The red rocks were molten when it went up against it, didn't it? So that black wall existed before the...
There's no way.
The red rock was pushed up against it, if you think about it, right?
That's crazy.
Right.
I mean, if you see how uniform that is, like, it's like the same width all the way through the whole object. It looks artificial, but sometimes nature can mimic artificial objects.
Happened during the last reset,
But
right?
just look at the consistency of the width of this thing.
Sediment pulled everywhere from a 300-foot tsunami. Right? You know, it's a big old wall. What's interesting about that is, like, see the wall goes all the way through?
How old do you think that must be?
Okay, I was up against the wall, which is over here to the left. Watch, you'll see.
And who built it?
And you see how the rocks go up there like that? Not this one, but like up here, right here. See, it goes all the way through. And that's where I was.
What happened?
Just to begin with.
Something happened to cause this.
So that black wall goes all the way through those red rocks, basically. Now, see the wall?
Wow, that one's cool.
This is at a different location, okay? This is the...
Wow, that's huge.
2 videos. We're in Navajo, New Mexico. This is in Crystal, New Mexico. And it's there again. The walls go in the same direction. 20 miles
in his teeth.
basically. This is north. This is 20 miles north of the other one.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Very interesting, huh?
Hey, if you made it this far,
Hey, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Till next time, question everything.